cast iron leg. Family flavor and down home cheer. The best kind of feeling starts right here.
Hi, and welcome into another edition of Sunday Kitchen here on our Country Chronicles. Today we are going to be making cinnamon rolls. I've been dying to have some cinnamon rolls in the house, so we are going to make some today. It's really simple. At the end of the video, I will include the ingredients and the instructions on a sheet so you're able to pause it and take a screenshot of it so you're able to have it for a future reference. So let's go ahead and start this. So we are going to need 1 packet of either active dry yeast or instant yeast. I'm going to use the instant, but you can use whichever one you prefer. You'll need a packet or 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Next, we are going to need 3/4 cups of milk. Next, we will need 1/4 cup of white sugar. Now, what I am doing here is I used almond milk and it has a little bit of sugar in it, so I'm not going to use the entire amount for myself. That should be plenty for me. Next, we're going to whisk this together. You know, the beautiful thing about instant yeast is you don't have to give it time to bloom. If you are using the active dry yeast, you will want to follow your instructions on the back of your packet. I believe mine said like 10 minutes. So people do 5 to 10 minutes. Just go based upon what your pot is doing. You want it to be foamy and frothy. Okay, so I'm going to give this a little bit of time to bloom just to make for sure that it's, you know, getting to where it's going to need to go. I know I don't need to, but I'm going to let it do it. I'll be back soon. Alright, so I went ahead and I got my yeast and my milk in here. Now I'm going to add 1/4 cup of butter, or 1/2 stick of butter melted. And then we are going to add the salt. One-half teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to use 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. There's our flour and 1 egg. Alright, now let's go ahead and attach our mixer. And we're going to mix this for about 5 minutes until it kind of comes well incorporated. Alright, so now that this has incorporated and kneaded for about 5 minutes, let's go ahead and get it out of here. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we are going to put our dough back into our bowl that has been greased. We are then going to cover it, put it in a warm spot for about an hour and let it rise, and then we'll be back for the next step. Alright, so we now have our dough that has doubled, and we are going to go ahead and roll it out to a rectangular shape. So let's go ahead and do that step first. Alright, so once we have it rolled out to a rectangular kind of shape we're going to take 1 stick of butter. We might need some more. We'll see kind of how it goes. And what we're going to do is we're going to spread it out. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle the brown sugar on our buttered surface. And we're going to use about 1.5 cups of brown sugar. And I'm using 1/2 cup increments. Alright, now once we get the brown sugar spread out, we are going to sprinkle it with cinnamon and measure with your heart. Now, you can either do this 1 or 2 ways. 1, you can roll it into a log and then cut it. Or you can do a shortcut and use a pizza cutter. Strip it out and then roll the individual strips up and put it in your greased 9x13 pan. Now we're going to take the leftover butter that we had earlier and just grease our pan. And it looks like I got about 10 strips. Yeah, I got 10 cinnamon rolls, depending on how thick or thin you slice them. It's your kitchen. You make the rules. Now, what we're going to do, since we have this all greased up, we are going to take our cinnamon roll that we cut. There we go. Place her in here. We're just going to repeat this step. Alright, so here's our cinnamon rolls. We're going to cover them and let them do a second rise for about 30 minutes. I'll see you then. Hey everybody, so we're back after the second rise. We're going to go ahead and put these in our preheated 350 degree oven for 25 minutes and then we'll see what it looks like then. Alright, so the cinnamon rolls are almost done. They have like 3 minutes left, so we're going to go ahead and make our glaze or our frosting for this. So I'm just going to start with 2 heaping tablespoons of powdered sugar. And then we'll start with a tablespoon of milk. See where that gets us. Need a little bit more. We'll go ahead and add another heaping tablespoon. And if we need more glaze, we can just make some more. Alright, let's go ahead and get the cinnamon rolls out of the oven. Alright guys, there we go. Homemade cinnamon rolls. Let them cool, frost them, and enjoy. I do want to thank you for joining me on this edition of Our Country Chronicles Sunday Kitchen. Until next time guys, bye!